Welcome to chair yoga. So what do we need? A chair, hard chair with a high back. The back of this chair reaches just about to the bottom of my shoulder blades. That's a really good level. I'm going to cushion the back of the chair. I'm going to lean against a pillow or a long cushion like this. And you might want to sit on a cushion or a little folded towel just to help you lift up through your spine. Other things we're going to need are a scarf, or if you've got a latex band or a yoga strap, that would be ideal, but a scarf's fine. Pop that underneath for later. And a yoga brick or a yoga block, or just something like this, a hardback book. Yeah, a tin, that would work too. Let's put those underneath. I put an elastic band round that book just so that when I use it, it wouldn't open up. So let's bring ourselves into our chair and sit nice and tall. Squidge your hips back so you really feel them coming back into the chair, and then lift up through the whole of your spine. Let's start to think about our breath. Let's grow taller when we breathe in. As we begin to settle into our breathing now, let's try and relax the face, particularly around the jawline, and breathe in through the nose and out through the nose as well. Lovely, full, deep breaths. Feel open and unrestricted across your chest. Feel it almost smile when you breathe in. Feel your ribs expand. And down here, let your tummy push forward when you breathe in and draw back towards you when you breathe out. So the abdomen comes forward on the in-breath and draws back on the out-breath. Lower your chin. And when you breathe in next, lift your chin with your lips closed. Coming down, breathing out, lifting up, breathing in. Try to keep your shoulders nice and relaxed while you're doing this. And next time we'll leave the chin down. So just roll round to one side. And then roll down and over to the other side. Breathe out when you move and breathe in when you arrive. Breathing out and breathing in. Still feeling nice and tall, so the chest is staying lifted and open. The spine feels like it's growing tall towards the ceiling. And we're just moving the neck so that our head can roll. If you like, lift your cheekbone when you get there. Make it slightly bigger, as long as it feels comfortable. 2 more. And then we'll roll back to the middle and lift. Rolling the shoulders now. Lift them right up and slide them back. Be aware of your shoulder blades squeezing towards each other on your back. And lift up as well. Open up your chest, breathe in. And one more time, big roll. And relax the arms down. Take the shoulders up to the ears, take a breath, exhale, drop them down completely. Breathing in and letting go. 4 more times. In breath and out breath. Just a couple more. Really let go. Last one. Breathe in and breathe out. Great. So we're going to do a gentle seated sun salutation. We'll build it gradually. So for now, let's just bring the hands into the heart centre and feel the lift up through the whole of the spine, sliding the shoulders down. So we're going to take a little side stretch. Hold the chair over here and reach down towards the ground. And then rise, take a breath, breathe out, go the other way. Now tip forwards with your hands on your legs, just behind your knees. I'll show you from the side. You want your back to feel really long, so press your hips back towards the back of your chair. Feel like your chest is tilting forwards on an angle, but it's pulling forwards. Now, draw your belly button as you rise to use your core and open your arms wide. Really expand. We're going to twist round to the side, so my back hand's going to hold the chair and my front hand's going to hold my leg. And I'm using my shoulders to help me into this twist. When you're ready to take a breath, lift up and expand again, and then breathe out to go the other way into the twist. And then open. Place your hands where they were, here, and tilt forwards again. Now this time we're going to go a little bit deeper. So we're going to come into a forward fold. We're either going to rest our arms here so we can relax our weight down through the elbows, or some of us might feel comfortable draping down like a rag doll. So let's use this opportunity to open the back of the body as we inhale. Open the back of the ribs, open the back of the pelvis. Feel like the whole of your back is really stretching on the in-breaths. Let go on the out-breath. One more deep breath. Now the next in-breath is going to help us rise on up, drawing the navel, and bring yourself back into the heart centre. Let's do it the same in the other direction. So I'm going to take a little stretch down. And lift. And again, like I've dropped something, I'm trying to pick it up. Coming up. Just into the flat back here. So feeling very long. The chest is pulling forwards, the tailbone's pressing back, the shoulders are sliding back down towards your waist. And open wide. And let's turn this way first this time. Holding the chair and the leg. Ready to turn? Breathe in. And breathe out as you move into that twist. Open. And come first of all into your flat back, and then your chosen rest position. Here, weight into the arms or belly into the legs. Let's take 3 breaths into the back of the body. So we're drawing in the navel and the breath, and we're lifting up and back into the heart. So let's just add a couple of challenges to this sequence. Up to mountain pose as we breathe in. Interlace the fingers, and like a steeple, the index fingers point out. Take a stretch into crescent moon, really keeping the arms nice and long by the sides of your head. Breathe in, check your core's engaged, and breathe out and come to the other side. Centre, and into the flat back. So we're just lengthening, we're still quite high with the chest at the moment. Good. Expand. Breathe out. This time I'm going to follow my thumb round and take that arm behind me. My palms lifted and the thumb's leading the way into the twist. I'm drawing down the shoulder blade on that back arm. Coming round and changing sides. Coming back into the fold. This time, when we come up, let's take the arms all the way up and bring the fingers together, and then just lift your chest and point slightly back. Feels ever so slightly like a back bend, a really gentle one. And then come back into your heart. So let's just do that sequence one more time. Let's breathe in and see how tall we can be. Exhale into crescent moon on the other side. Navel into spine to keep the centre strong. Breathing in up. Exhale over. And then breathe out as you tip forwards into your lovely long flat back. Take a breath to pull the chest forward and press the hips back. Now, next big in breath, expand. Let's twist to the other side first, following the thumb with the palm lifted. Drawing down that shoulder blade on the back arm. Coming round, take a breath, and then breathe out as you start to move into that rotation. Fold, high or low. Just breathe into your back 1 or 2 more times. Let's open and lift, navel into spine. And then with the fingers together, let's point back over the head, lift the chest. I'm leaning into that cushion behind me a little bit here, just taking some of my weight. And then hands back to the centre. Thanks. Okay, let's do a little bit of work now for our legs and our hips. So first of all, I'm going to bring this leg up and I'm going to give it a bit of a hug. You can hold around your shin or your knee, or you can even lace your fingers together underneath your thigh and just give it a little squeeze up and towards you. Try, it's heavy, so try not to let it pull you forward. Draw your shoulder blades down, lift your chest up, and just see where you can get that leg to. Try and relax your hip down there as well. Good, let's change sides. So hold on where you want to, and relax the hip down there in the chair and the buttock, and keep the chest right up, the shoulders down. Okay, so we're going to bring this leg forwards. I'm going to start flexing and pointing at the ankle, okay? And with our hands, we're going to make the same movements. Good. Flex and point. And now circle everything. Another way with everything. And down. Let's change legs. So we'll bring this leg forward, and we'll flex, and we'll point. I'm going to bring my wrists forward, so I've got my inside of my elbows, and I'm going to do the same thing at the wrist, but this way round now. And then get ready to circle. Circling round. Other way. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to move into a little bit of Pilates now, and we're going to do the Pilates one leg circle. What we need to be thinking about is keeping our hips really still, using our core, drawing the navel into the spine, keeping the spine beautifully lifted, while we circle the top of our thigh bone, our femur, in our hip joint. And we're going to use the scarf to help us. So scarf, yoga strap, latex band, whatever you have, a belt even would work. So I'm going to turn slightly so you can see me from the side. So I'm going to just put that around the ball of my foot, and I'm going to lift this leg up. Yeah, so I've got this leg up in the air. Now relax the front of your thigh a little bit here, And just take this leg up until you feel a mild stretch into the back of your thigh. Now, this leg's quite heavy and our hands have got to be quite strong, but let's not let tension creep up here, so keep the strength in the hands. So we're going to circle the leg in one direction and just try and make nice, big, smooth, steady circles. Good. So keep your core engaged because that's going to help you keep the hips still. Good. And then can you do that the other way? Just to say, if you've had a hip replacement operation, see how I'm slightly going over the midline of the body? Probably best not to. So it looks a bit more like a sort of D shape, straight drop and then a circle. Good. And let's end up in that hamstring stretch again. So draw the elbows down in towards you, lift your chest really tall. You can relax down here a bit, relax your face, try and relax your hamstrings. Let's move on to the other leg. So exactly the same thing. So put the ball of the foot into your scarf or your band. Draw yourself up into a gentle hamstring stretch, just so you're aware of a stretch here, but not a really full-on stretch. Shoulders down, chest lifted. Good. So remembering to keep the shoulders down and just use the strength of the hands with a little bit of help from bending elbows. We're just stirring the top of that femur in the hip joint, like a teaspoon stirring a cup of tea. So with the core engaged down there, we're going to keep our hips as still as we possibly can. Nice and slow and steady. I'm going to go the other way. Just a couple more. Excellent. And come on out. So we'll put that down. We'll take our feet for a little walk, just like walking on the spot, and we'll stretch our hands out and then scrunch them right up again. So stretch them out as wide as you can make them and then fold them in really tight. You can alternate whether you've got your finger, the little finger leading the way, or your thumb leading the way. Keep walking. Again, and last one. And then let's cast some spells. We stretch the hands out. Great. We're going side saddle. So we're going to turn this way. I'm going to put this pillow down on the ground. I'm going to need it again in a minute, so I'm just going to put it down there against the chair. So my back leg is pointing to the side wall here. This leg, the one that's near you, is going to go back, and I'm going to rest on the ball of my foot down here. Okay. So that knee is under this hip, or slightly further forwards. You can play around with that as we go. So this is get up and go. So we're going to come up in, it's like a lunge really. I'm going to press my hand down into the chair here, just inside my thigh, and I'm going to press my hand into the back and just lean. And I'm taking the weight out of my hip on the chair. Yeah? Draw on your navel as you do it. And then take a breath in. Try breathing out when you come up. So all those things that are helping you, that foot, this leg, this hand, and your core, and breathing out. Good. You might find you want to come a bit higher, so you might start lifting up. And on the way down, put your hand on the edge of the chair first, and it will help you to ease the hips down safely. Coming up. If this is nice, take the arm up and have a really big reach. So you're up into a high lunge position. Good. Come on up. I'm just going to do 2 more of these. last one. Okay, I'm going to put a stretch in here now. So take this leg, if you can, a little bit further back. And if it's possible to lie your toes flat on the floor so your toenails are actually touching the floor, go for that. If not, come onto the ball of the foot again. Okay, so press forward through the front of your hip and your thigh and reach up towards the ceiling. Good. Excellent. This leg here is going to come out to the side and rest on the heel. Still holding onto the back of the chair here. This is the version of gate pose. So I'm going to slide my hand down the inside of my leg, holding on tight to the chair behind me, and I'm lengthening my foot. And now I'm lifting my toes. My heel stays on the ground and I'm reaching away. So my toes and my fingers are coming towards you. And now my toes are coming up towards me and my arms going back towards me. Yeah? So lengthen and lift. Good. So it's all going on in that ankle joint. So you don't have to think about really pointing your toes really hard, because sometimes that gives you cramp. Think of your ankle doing the job. We'll do one more after this. And come up and over. Good. So staying side saddle for a little while longer. Let's just bring that leg round. And we're going to pop our pillow between our legs. Yeah? You want to feel you've got something quite robust to squeeze against. So you might feel that your pillow needs to be folded in two. See what works for you, because all our pillows are slightly different to each other. So I'm going to take a breath, and as I breathe out, I'm going to squeeze my inner thighs and turn my back on you as I walk my hands onto the back of my chair. And then as I breathe in, I walk my hands back and I relax on the pillow. So as I squeeze the pillow, I walk round the back into the twist, and then I release the twist and the pillow at the same time. And again, squeeze and twist, breathe in and release, and last one. Okay, so let's put this down on the other side, because that's where we're going to need it next, and come back to the centre. So take your toes out to a wide position and sit near the front of your chair, not so far forward that the back wants to flip up. You feel quite secure, all 4 feet of the chair are down, and we're going to come into some wide forward folds. So tip the weight forward like we did before. So you're tipping forward at the hip joint, but you've got your legs into this wide position now. And see if you can squeeze your elbows back in towards your sides, so your chest feels really, really open. Breathing. Coming up. Let's just turn to this leg. Try and leave that knee where it is. Fold forwards over this leg. You might be able to slide your hand or even both hands down towards your foot, but feel free to keep your hands up here if you'd rather, and keep your chest lifted if that feels more comfortable for you. This hip might be wanting to lift off the chair. See if you can keep it down. So join the navel and the breath and rise back. Good. Just come to the centre again. Press Press both knees out and squeeze those elbows in. Your wide fold. And then lift. And turn your attention to this leg now. Remember, this hip's going to stay down and that knee's going to stay where it is. It's not going to come in. Lean forwards. Come lower if you want to. Sometimes we find stretches are easier on one side than they are on the other. That's quite normal. To do with what's happened to us during our lives, really. Different occupations, different hobbies, injuries, all sorts of things like that. Good, well done. And bring your legs back together. Okay, so it's time to go side saddle in the other direction. So let's turn ourselves around to point this way. So now we've got the other leg pointing towards the side of the room. And this leg here is going to come back, resting on the ball of the foot, okay, because we're going to do get up and go. So holding onto the back of the chair and putting your hand on the corner of the chair here on the seat. So we're going to lean forwards with the intention of lifting. And maybe we don't lift, but the intention is there on the out breath. Good. Drawing in the navel so the core can help us. So, pushing down into that foot using the power of this leg. Both hands strongly pushing down into the chair. Core and out breath helping. Maybe coming up a bit higher. Yeah? Maybe going into the big lift lunge. Hand onto the chair to help you sit down. Good. Just 2 more. Last one. Good. Stretching this leg by taking the foot further back and lying the toenails on the floor if possible. If not possible, toes back on. So pressing forward through the front of the hip and the thigh here and reaching high. Leaning it back slightly if you like, that's quite nice. It just adds a little bit extra to the stretch. And release. Let's bring this leg out to the side of the gate. So hold on tightly at the back, slide down, and now we're on the heel, but we're lifting the toes and we're reaching away from each other. So we now come towards each other. And back. Down. And reach. Exhale. Just one more. So as before, pop this leg round next to the other one. So you're side on completely to me now, and pop your pillow between your legs. Fold it over if you feel you need to make it feel a little bit stronger to squash into with your thighs. So we go into the twist and we exhale and squeeze into that pillow with our inner thigh muscles. So sitting up nice and tall, taking a breath and turn away from me as you breathe out and walk your hands round the back of your chair. So you're looking behind and squeeze that pillow. And then breathe in and walk yourself back and release on the pillow. Just 3 more of these, okay? So nice and tall, breathing in. And out, squeeze the pillow, walk the hands round so you feel like your chest wants to look at the back wall. And then breathe in and relax everything, except for the height in your spine, of course. 2 more times. So inhale and exhale, walking around. Breathing in. And last one. Come back to the front. This is where we need our yoga brick or block, or our book, or a biscuit tin, something like that, be fine. I'm just going to use this brick here. Okay, so back to where we were with our legs, quite nice and wide. I'm going to tip forwards. I'm going to just turn my heels back slightly this time. So my heels are trying to be lined up behind my toes as opposed to being turned out where we were last time. And tip forwards, good. Now I'm going to put this hand down on the block. I'm going to keep my spine long, okay? If you feel you could go a bit lower, you could turn your brick or your book sideways on. Some of you might even be able to get your hand down on the floor, but do try to keep your back feeling really long. Don't compromise and round your back here, okay? So this is a bit, I think, a bit like starting a lawnmower. I'm going to pull up my elbow and then come back down again. So draw in the navel and breathe out and twist. And breathe in. Exhale. And inhale. Exhale. And inhale. Just two more. And on the last one, we're going to hold it. And you might want to stay with the elbow, or you might want to reach up with your other arm, if that feels comfortable. Come back, leave the brick where it is, and just gently come into a sumo sway. Just drop your shoulder towards your opposite thigh. Good. Then we'll come back to the centre, and we'll tip forwards. And then we're going to put the other hand down. So remember how it works for you, how high you need it to be, or right down on the floor if you feel you can do that. So starting the lawnmower, elbow and down, breathing out, drawing the navel out and in, out and breathing in. Good. So one more moving, and then this one we'll hold. Just take a couple of breaths. So here or here, try pushing down into your big toes. And then come back to the centre. Good. Just hold your centre position, pressing the hips back, reaching the chest forward. Some of you might want to come down a bit deeper now, ragdoll slightly if that feels good, or stay up much higher if you feel that would be better. Great, let's come up. So bring yourself back with your legs together, and we're going to cross the right foot over the left foot and squeeze the knees really tight together. If you're able to cross your leg and bring that foot in really close, then go for that instead. This is eagle pose. So I'm going to bring my arms together in front of me. I'll turn slightly so I can feel my shoulder blades opening up. Now you can stay with this position, or just drop your left elbow and put your right wrist, the right elbow, into it, and then bring the backs of your wrists towards each other. And then if you feel you can just let your hands come together, then do. But remember, we started here, and that's fine too. So squeezing your thighs together, see if you can lift your arms up. Just lift your face, lengthen your back. Let that stretch into your upper back. And release. Good. Let's cross this leg. Some of us might stay with the feet crossing and the knees together. That works too. So this foot needs to draw in. So we could be elbows together and just lifting the arms like this, yeah? Or we could leave that right elbow, pop this left one into it, and then bring the backs of the hands towards each other. And we might stop there, or we might let the palms come together. Then we're going to lift up, really lifting up the chest, lifting up our elbows a little bit and squeezing our legs really tight. Feel that openness between your shoulder blades, that's what we're after with the arms. And then release. And come back. Good. Bit of stretching for the hips now. I'm going to use my pillow again. Now, a slightly less challenging version of this is to just cross the right ankle over the left ankle and lean into this leg. Yeah, this one's dropping out to the side, so you can pop your pillow against it and lean. So you're slightly pressing that knee out, but your feet are holding themselves together here. Okay, and you relax your hip and your buttock over on this side. If that works for you, stay with that one. If you'd like to come a little deeper with this stretch, it's a version of pigeon. You bring your leg up here. Okay, so you've got your foot resting on your thigh. And then I like to do it with a pillow because I find it's quite nice to lean into it. Yeah. So I'm bringing my body weight forwards over the leg in this position, which is sending a stretch. I can feel a stretch up around here. Flexing this foot to keep the knee safe. But this won't work for everybody, so do you remember we started off down here and I just crossed my ankle and I was just pressing, keeping my spine nice and long, so it's like one of those folds again with the back, just pressing out there. So staying with that one if that's better for you, or just a couple more breaths in here. Quite a deep stretch into the hips if you're up where I am. Good. And come on down. Let's do that on the other side. So if you prefer just to cross over the ankle, so you've got the legs hooked together down here, and then that knee's dropping out. This one's more or less staying where it is. That one's dropping out. And then you can lean into that leg through the softness of your pillow. You can rest an arm on here if you want to, and just try and relax that hip over on this side. Or, alternatively, if you're going to join me up here, just draw your toes back so your foot's flexed. Get your pillow in nice and close so it forms a barrier between you and your leg, and just lean into it. Trying to let go of those hip muscles on those out breaths. So just to finish off, we're going to sit really up close to the front of the chair, but make sure you really do feel that the back legs of the chair aren't going to flip up behind you. You feel quite secure. Push down into your heels and then open yourself up. Take your arms back, lift your chest, 5-point star. Think about your thumb and your little finger and really reach them away from each other and take them back, and then breathe into that openness. You might want to pull up the thigh muscles on the legs. And then let your legs relax and your arms relax. And just walk your feet back in. Good. So, let's pop this back behind us. Sit right back into it. And take a big breath and open up the chest. Nod your chin down a fraction if you like. If you prefer, just support the weight of your head. Just open. Relaxation. Let the backs of the hands rest softly on the legs, with all your fingers gently curled. your shoulders up, roll them down, and draw your shoulder blades slightly down. Smile from one side to the other, across the front of your chest. Close your eyes if you like, and just breathe. Breathe in fully, all the way down, all the way out to the sides and the front and the back, and all the way up into the chest. Relax your face, relax your jaw. Your face feels totally passive. Keep your mind clear. Just listen to your breath. Can you relax your legs underneath your hands and relax your feet? Can your arms feel a little bit looser and your shoulders a little bit softer? When you breathe in, you feel tall. And when you breathe out, you feel peaceful and relaxed. Just another couple of breaths. And then as you open your eyes, open your arms and breathe in. Exhale. And again, breathe in. And out. And one last time to the heart center. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.